Alright, with that, hello, and welcome back to Stellaris, where some information for those of you who are just now joining us. We are playing as the Aaron Alliance, which is a custom faction I made for Stellaris, a custom empire that was originally led by Ethan Drake. However, he has been surpassed. A series of events happened where we were rivals with the Tarathian Commonwealth. They then had one of their planets secede from them and join us. They then declared war on us to take back said planet. Then we didn't loot. We lost the planet, but I want to say we won the war. It's not really a victory, it's more of a stalemate. We then later went back and declared war on them, and when we did, we actually took a couple of systems away. On the other side, we have the Othelli Robotics Supremacy, which is another one of my custom empires. Some of my Savage Worlds players may or may not have landed on their homeworld and dealt with their shenanigans, their corporate criminal shenanigans. Where they basically put a criminal hub on my capital world of Ersil, where they just increased crime rates over and over and over and over again. Fortunately, we had a psionic core, and we were able to delay the inevitable, but when it got too bad, we built a Hall of Justice, which is preventing them from being a serious threat to us. However, they have begun claiming our systems, and we have begun a build-up on the border at Zerastrum Station, which is currently the strongest military base we have available at a whopping 8.2k, which is almost as strong as our primary fleet, which is the Claws of the Phoenix. We then tried to push through the Juvan. However, despite blocking off their access, they began colonizing systems that I consider my own personal sovereignty, which is really annoying. As such, I have made claims on their systems. Unfortunately, I am unable to go to war with them, as the League of Ra requested that I join the Cosmic League. And these guys are basically the space foxes, the pacifist spiritualist. They're not pacifist, they're just spiritualist space foxes. And they requested that we join their alliance, which I agreed to, forgetting that it means that I can't declare my own wars. So I'm currently trying to game the system to become the leader of the faction, so that way I can then take this chunk of space away from the Juvan, probably push them... I don't care about that. Probably push them all the way to this system here, Amalitsir. That is the current plan. As well as to declare war on the Tarathians and push them to at least Aether. But I would feel a lot more comfortable having them at Zosta and taking this portion of the galaxy, because this was another planet that rebelled. Ooh, the Senate's in session. The Shappas are to our north, but they aren't a threat to us at all. We don't really have any kind of diplomatic relations with them, but they are not a threat, to put it bluntly. The Othelli are, just because of their friends. The Juvan... Oh, that's the Coalition of Black Star. Oh yeah, the Juvan are getting destroyed by the Coalition of Black Star, so... Yeah, the only real threat in our galactic space, imminently, is the Othelli, but they're also wedged between a group of rebel factions who are currently led by... That's not... that. That's a different species entirely. The hell are you? Oh, they're a lost colony. Okay. But these are different species. Yeah, no, those are totally different species. How does that work? Don't know. Same empire name, but different nations. That's always fun. But as I said, the Senate is in session. They're currently voting on minor administrative sanctions, which I am cool with, as I am currently not in breach of galactic law. So I don't see any reason why not. I'll leave that as it is, and we will set it to the fastest speed, and I will continue building up my empire. I'm currently more than a little miffed about this. And as such, I'm going to very much try and game the system here when it comes to our Federation, which I've currently assigned another envoy to. Actually, you know what? See? You see this? They keep on trying to set up illegal enterprises, and we keep on shutting them down.
Research concluded.
But I'm going to try and get everybody set to representing our interests in the Cosmic League, which I'm hoping will
Knowledge
give
is
us
the key to the universe.
a higher amount of diplomatic weight. But right now, the League of Ra is going to become the next faction head, which I don't particularly like. But I'm not going to go with side jump drives. Resort World's cool. Let's have them vacation. Gamma lasers. And what's next? I am keeping an eye on the chat, by the way. So if you are viewing this, I got you covered on that. Let's see. Upgrade the fleet. And upgrade the fleet. And let us not ignore Atan Stella with its extreme vulnerability. And let us also not forget Ruel and Zerestrum stations. Rasimir shipyards, whatever. Avonica's whatever. And Lumen's whatever. I will, however, upgrade the capital, I guess. So, we will see what occurs. The Khan did spawn, and it kind of got destroyed. It just vanished, which is interesting because they spawned right next to where the Vampire Blood Court is, which are basically space Nazis, space vampire bat Nazis, and they got just wrecked by the Khanate. So, but they survived. I will say that they did survive because the game glitched, but they survived. So I will give it that much. I am streaming this on Twitch for the YouTube audience, so you're aware. So if I start saying things that make no sense, it's because I am responding to the chat. That's also why I gave such a rushed recap.
Research concluded.
So this is going to be a bit of a chill episode. I will say that because I can't really do much. It's just build up and hope. Basically, is what it is. So, just do my best to manipulate things as best as I can and try and improve our economy. That's the only thing I can do. Ooh, Fulgor. I can build more stations, and Fulgor's got a impressive amount of trade.
Knowledge is the
so
key
if I upgrade that should increase my economy quite nicely. We shall see. But we can now create a resort world, and I'm going to reduce our claim cost. I don't really have a need of a forge world, or of a resort world. However, if I can get the tomb world, who can inhabit this? Draklings, Rackets, Rackoids, Robots. We have a very diverse set of populi. The era is not totally screwed. Here's my question. Does the resort world change the... Who the fuck are you? I don't even know who you are. Never mind, I can't create a resort world yet. We do disturbingly have... we have Triac refugees, which is fine. We do disturbingly have some unemployed pops, which I can't do much about. Oh no, I don't want administrative offices. This is a generator
Construction
world.
completed.
Oh, I was trying to get more admin capacity. That makes sense. Yes, I will extend my deal with the curators. We got plenty of housing left.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
We will see, we will see, we will see. We're not the weakest by any means. We actually have a pretty decent pull, but I want to get even more. Which we can do, as I said, by increasing our economy. Let's see. What resources are we generating? Or rather, better question, what resources are we buying? We're buying crystals. So, with that being said, manufacture more crystals. And then hire another scientist since that person died. Actually, just use the old scientist. We're cool. All right. Now we just wait.
Research concluded.
And do trade hubs, and then build.
Anomalous readings
leave
registered.
that be for now. I don't know. Survey speed, I guess. I will also say that we are playing with faster research times and faster Unity generation. Pretty much anything I could speed up, I did. We're also playing with a quicker end game and a quicker mid game. The mid game crisis already did happen, which was over here. And basically, for those of you who are just joining, we're waiting for our Federation to allow us to declare war on our enemies. So I'm trying to increase the strength of my economy so that way I can become the leader of the Federation, at which point I can begin changing Federation laws and declare war on the Juvan, who are currently in a really bad situation as the Coalition of Black Star are currently ravaging their worlds, and I want this section here because I feel like they're encroaching on my space, very much so. The Otheli are also an issue, and so are the Tarathians, but they haven't directly encroached on my space in a way that is a threat to me. Let me put it that way. They're annoying more than anything. So, and as I did say earlier, this is going to be one of the more chill, laid-back episodes, at least until I can get a war declared. Because right now, they aren't going to let me
ship upgrades applied.
Declare war. Because they don't feel like doing so. And we did get another Federation level. Which means we now do 25% more damage to endgame crises. Which is excellent. And it also increases the diplomatic weight of the current president. However, come on. I am currently trying to get more powerful within the Federation. Yeah, Gavin, these are the guys who keep on spawning frickin' criminals on my home planet by having their dumb criminal enterprises, because they're a criminal syndicate, and these are the guys who whose planet you landed on.
We have detected an anomaly.
And did your whole cyberpunk adventure where your character died horribly. Efforts to map this planet, strange mountain formation.
System survey concluded.
That's probably just bones. But we'll research that. And it's basically just constant
completed.
build up and vigilance, I would say. Yes, I am using DLC. I'm using all of the glorious Stellaris DLCs. That's actually why I wanted to do this particular game, I guess, at this point. Because they recently released... I say recently, it's been a while now. But when I first started recording, this was the new DLC was the Federation's DLC. Hence the title of the stream being what it is. Because that is the latest DLC. Which basically added the galactic community. So you can now...
applied.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely OP. They used to be terrible, and now they're actually pretty good. If they can work together.
Completed.
And the problem is, right now, that they're not really working towards my goal. So I'm trying to get them to do what I want them to do. And as I said, giant skeleton. It's a pretty common event that was in this game for a while now. So just constant upgrading, micromanaging, making sure that everything is all peachy and fine. What? This is new. The Tyrant's Rest. This is where the fusion drive trail ends. It is likely that any remnants of the relentless species, if there are any, will be found here. So far, the only sensor reading comes from what appears to be a small space station. Well, research the mysterious space station. Another reason that I'm kind of annoyed that these guys started colonizing my damn space. Because that was from an event chain that we kicked off at the start of our empire. Because we are playing with a non-standard origin. We're actually playing with, if I can get it to pull up. It probably won't. But we're playing with the origin where we have, there it is, on the shoulders of giants. So we have that particular origin. Which is a fun little event that it gives you at the beginning, which gives you lots and lots of resources that unfortunately I was not able to capitalize on. And so we got penned in relatively quickly.
Completed.
Ooh. The Othethi polity has begun becoming psychic like we are. I also made them psychic because I figured magic. Old tales of wizards, which are not just stories.
A special project has concluded.
Ooh. The scientists have finished their investigation of the station. The entire structure is a big cannon. It fired a pulse at the relentless homeworld, a pulse that we know as a mind wipe pulse. An Equest redeemed themselves. The relentless, now known as the Vematosha, utilized the weapon on themselves, diminishing their entire civilization. Interesting. I will say that. Interesting.
Construction completed.
I don't want to create a penal colony, and I'm not going to get a side jump drive. because I don't want to trigger that endgame crisis. I've dealt with the Unbidden too many damn times. Well, you might be able to win the game in 10 minutes if you have the right background, but I'm also playing on the largest galaxy size with a ton of empires. So I don't think it's going to be that quick. This was more of a role play stream anyway, like a role play series. Like if I wanted to be OP as heck, I would do what I literally did with the symbiote host. Yeah, sure, migration cheaty, which is basically I made them the Flood, which they already were the Flood, but I gave them a ring world, so I made them even more absolutely horrifying. And the only reason they haven't taken over the entire galaxy so far yet is because they are an AI. And because they're right on the border of our massive Federation block. Although I would have thought they would have attacked the observers by now, considering they're isolationists,
concluded.
which only have one world. I would have thought that they would be able to breach through. Doesn't seem like it would be. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving the observers too little credit.
The special project has concluded.
Grown starship, doesn't matter. I don't like that. They're... I'm gonna disband all these ships. I don't like that it... that's annoying. There we go. Now reinforce. That should fix that issue. No. Well... so I just got the question, is one of the ships like the one in the game? I'm assuming the, what did I call it? I don't know. In Savage Sci-Fi, I made a capital ship that was broken OP. There are Titans, I guess? It's not really the same, though. I would say yes, in that some of the ships the Fallen Empires get are about on par with it. But there's nothing that the player can get, I would say. I mean, maybe a battleship if you got your battleship spec right. But I mean, like, the thing that makes that particular capital ship so deadly is the fact that it's so insanely maneuverable. So it's basically has the maneuverability of a destroyer with a battleship or Titan hull. Actually, no, there is a ship like that. There's actually it's worse, and by worse I mean it's more terrifying. It's was just added in Federations. It's basically a mobile shipyard. If it works the way I think it does, then yes. But I don't have access to it yet. And just do your thing, science ship. I'm gonna upgrade my fleets. Oh, I don't have enough minerals. Market. I don't have enough alloys, so I'll sell my massive, massive surplus on other items for more alloys. There we go. That'll fix that issue. Now, do we have control? We're getting there slowly. It's going to be difficult because we're
Construction completed.
We're so tight. But you know, I'm going to try and get us to the point where we're actually doing stuff. Most of our factions are happy. Why are these guys not happy? Oh, because I allow robots. And because the church does not rule the state. And because we have a very diverse population. That's why they're mad.
Ship upgrades applied.
Oh, we can destroy that. That's not hard at all. Let's go do that.
We have detected an anomaly.
So, can you just make the AI fight each other? Yes, you can. It requires not playing in Iron Man mode, going into the console, and setting yourself to observer. I would also, if anyone plans on doing that, I would recommend you do it with the AI aggressiveness set to high, because the AI has a tendency to stagnate and just go into peace mode, which means not a lot's going to happen until the crises begin to happen and the other endgame events. We don't really need that, though. Sure, I'll do an archaeology project. And then the next one will be, I don't know, something. The observers have made peace with the Kanjodan technocracy. I don't know who came out better on that one. But if I can do that, then there should be... Yeah, I need a ton of minerals.
Research concluded.
Which I don't have. But that will turn us into a mega city, which I'm going to do
applied.
On Aerosol Prime once I have the resources. A crappy ship. I will say, just for a reminder of what exactly we're going up against. We are, compared to most other empires, have the strongest fleet. There's only one... That's them. It's the guys that made themselves, that like totally destroyed their society and stuff. I think they are. Maybe there's reason to name. Anyway, as I was saying before I got interrupted by that event, we are only beaten by the devouring swarm that's basically the flood. And the end game. What are they called? Fallen Empires. Everyone else is either
System
equivalent to us
concluded.
or inferior. And that's because I keep a very good job keeping my military where it needs to be. Which is partially why I'm a little annoyed that I'm not stronger in our alliance, as far as our alliance rating goes. I guess I could see if there's any other rivalries going on, I suppose. No, they have association status with us. What about these
Knowledge
guys?
is the key to the universe.
Have a Cassius Belli on. Those guys have closed the border. Yeah, but our faction's not going to endorse a war with them. Our faction's not going to endorse a war with the Tarathians. And the Juvons are screwed at this point. And again, they're not going to make a... I guess I could attempt to vassalize them. I could vassalize the Juvon. That'd be an interesting twist. Where are the robot people? Well... I don't think they spawned. If you're talking about the fanatic purifiers, well, they don't exist in this timeline. Not as their own independent empire. Instead, there is the Omni Stewards, which are a rogue servitor, basically, they're caretakers. And then we have the Robo Steel Absorbers, which were temporarily vassalized by the Khanate.
Concluded.
And they're basically the Borg. There are no other robot people in this galaxy. Now, if you're talking about the Pandorans, the people that make the badass robots, they are actually in our alliance, believe it or not. They are down here in the southern end of the galaxy. Let's see, where is... There it is, Megalodon. Right here. They have an okay fleet. There's the reef. There is the glorious face of... I don't have there it is. Chairman Yeg Beamsey. They are a peaceful trade league. They are private prospectors, franchising, and free traders. They added this on their own. They're franchising and free traders, and they are mechanists. So they start off with some robots. They're also incredibly weak, mostly because the Khan was here and destroyed them. Just absolutely beat the crap out of them. Ooh, there's the Othethi Democratic Alliance? What shenanigans is this? Oh, those are separatists. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, either the Juvons will live or the Juvons will die, and if the Juvons live, I'm going to vassalize them. And of course I approve of research sanctions. If you are in breach of galactic law, you're in breach of galactic law. Consequences are what the consequences are. Oh, where'd my fleet go? Oh, they're still en route.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Got a little bit of slowdown. I will say that. Again, I don't know who these people are. They're all these petty empires that aren't a threat. The Juvon. That's one of the Juvon branches. One of the Juvon's peoples. Upgrade them. First fleet is en route to deal with the threat there. Construction ship is building a research station. And then I need you to move here. Because we are going to wipe out the crystalline fleets. And then we are going to acquire the massive amount of minerals and rare crystals. Which will hopefully strengthen our economy to the point where we will beat people in diplomatic weight. Because we're so close to beating the Othethi. Well, it's 20 years. Vote weight is equal. It's actually set to rotation, so technically once the term year ends, someone else should become president. Which is currently the League of Ra as the president. But I wish I'm me. Who's the most powerful in the Federation? Hands down, me. If we're talking... Oh, the parasites are threatening me. Whatever. Yeah, when it comes to sheer military strength, I am the strongest in the Federation. Because if we actually go to members and we go to fleet... Actually, no, we aren't the strongest. I thought we were. Well, that makes sense that the Drakling warrior clans are the most powerful fleet-wise. They're militarists. But in terms of empire size, I mean, if I had their same empire size, I would beat them. So I'm third strongest in terms of fleet. The only people that are beating me are... What? How are the pacifists beating me in... Where are you? The hell? I don't even know where you are. That doesn't make any sense. Pan. Oh, they also have a decent... Again, they have more worlds than me. That's what it boils down to. They have more planets. Planet for planet, I would say I'm the strongest, but...
Construction completed.
I also have the easiest borders to defend because I'm relatively consolidated. Yes, I will attack neutral targets. Because if I don't attack them, they will destroy my engineers.
Engaging hostile forces.
I think they will. But they're not a threat to my fleet, so they are a threat to my engineers. There we go. And that's that. And more better economy. More better economic power.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Sure, I'll do that. Actually, tachyon sensors. Okay. I don't... Stop tracking and stop tracking. There we go. I'll spend my society research on various projects that I've long forgotten about. Why not? I did get Doom up to episode 8 recorded today, which was nice. I don't know who you are. Yeah, you're right in the middle of the RoboSteel absorbers. I can't get to you. Well, I guess I could get to you.
The special project has concluded.
I don't want to get to you.
Construction completed.
Works good, I guess. I tend to try not to talk about
Research
that during
concluded.
videos. Just because it gets kind of... I don't know, it takes away from it, I think, a little bit. But, I mean, with everything that's going on lately, And it may or may not have passed by the time this goes up on YouTube. I don't think it will. But hours are getting cut a little bit. But it's keeping everybody employed, which is always good. So I would say that it is
project has concluded.
Busier than the winter season is, and busier than I would expect it to be with everything. But it's far slower than the spring and summer should be. We're basically about half of what we should be making. And as a result, things get cut. But I will also mention that for those people on Twitch, I have it on my phone, which is not always the quickest when it comes to popping up your chat replies. So, and it doesn't always display all of them. So hopefully I'm answering all your questions. I appreciate the interactivity.
Has concluded.
Makes the whatever, space whales. It makes the dead space where there's not much to do a little bit more entertaining or stimulating for those viewers, because, as I said, there's not much to do right now. This is me trying to manipulate things to my advantage and waiting for these guys to finally lose control of the Federation, which I can leave at any time, but it'll make them all hate me, and I don't feel like doing that. I feel like waiting for the endgame crisis, having that spawn, and then immediately directing everything while I watch the galaxy burn. That's my plan. So, we will see what happens economically. Actually, I'm curious, what kind of criminal enterprises have sprung up on Asil? Oh, Mercedes Escuera is now the new president. Scientist lady. Eric Paxton will be the new head of physics research.
The special project has concluded.
We have successfully cloned a healthy population of the giant slugs. They reach maturity within weeks, weighing 20 tons, and are primitive level sapients responding to simple one-syllable commands. Though they have yet to show any violent tendencies, they have a thick toxic muse when vexed, and hue seems to shift their mood. They're named Asians, or Asesians, for the hissing sounds they communicate with themselves. I would say that they belong in a zoo. I was trying to get it to pull up the criminal syndicate. And actually, crime is set to 0, so actually, I can stop going full Judge Dredd. And actually, I don't think... Yeah, no, they have no branch office. We finally kicked them off. Gaming-wise, I will say, right here, right now, I need to, thank you for reminding me, actually, that if you are still here, which I hope you are, after the Tyranny series of videos is over and done, sorry, I will be playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, okay. You just gotta interrupt me, don't you? Cool. The slugs have escaped. I mean, never will be the same again is kind of, a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Right?
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Right? Well, crap. I guess we unleashed some sort of ancient megafauna on our homeworld. That's just horrible. That is horrible. That's okay. And the devastation will fix over time. Anyway, as I was saying, once the Tyranny series of videos is over, I'm going to be recording the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is the original 2 games. One came out in, I believe, 2004. They are based on the D20 system. They're basically BioWare's role-playing games that they made before things got really kind of screwy. Actually, the second game came out right when EA was starting to clamp down on them for the first couple of times. The game itself was good, but the ending got kind of not good. For that, I plan on playing I'd call it a lore-friendly build, where I'm going to mostly be light side. I might get a little gray here and there.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
And I'm going to be playing as a male and female, respectively, for the various games. Actually, you guys can comment either on this video or on the other video that I mentioned it in, or really any video, what exactly you want me to play for that. If you really want to see a dark side playthrough, let me know. That means I'm going to do 2 playthroughs, because I'm going to do the light side / gray playthrough first for both of those. Let me know what class. Let me know what class you want me to play as, both the Jedi and the normal class. For the Jedi, you have your Knight, your Sentinel, your Counselor. The Knight is very feat and combat focused. The Sentinel is a good mix of the two. And the Counselor is very force focused. And the regular 3 classes follow pretty much the same way. Whereas you have the Scoundrel, which is Rogue, which I really don't want to go with. I really kind of want to go with the Scout. So their Scoundrel is very sort of stealth focused and charisma focused, whereas your Scout, or that was the Scoundrel, but then the Scout is sort of a good mix between feats and skills. And your Soldier is very more combat focused. So it's basically the exact inversion of the Jedi, only without the Force. My plan is to play as the Scout. The actual Jedi path I go with is sort of up for grabs. So we're going to war to humiliate the Omni Stewards, which I'm all for. I mean, it's something to do, man. Let's go to war.
Has been declared.
Even though, like, that doesn't matter. Because, like... Oh! It does matter. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. So... Here's the thing. They have an alliance, or a pact, with the Juvan. This means I get my war with the Juvan. Which is awesome. Where's my fleet? Zaratham? Cool. Only problem is... I... don't have any defensive... Oh, Therathians. Cool. Oh no, they just closed the borders. Go this way. I don't have any real defenses here.
Research concluded.
Why don't I? It's a trade hub. That's that. Where's rule? Rule's there. That's there. That's there. That's there. That's there. Huh. I should have planned for that. Hopefully the AI won't get smart. I don't think they will. Also, to further answer the question of what my further plans, when Cyberpunk 2077 comes out, I've decided, unless, again, votes say otherwise, that I'm going to play as Aurora Valkenheim. The reason why I made that decision is because she is the only one of those characters that is inherently a cyborg. I don't know what you're saying wow to. But yeah, that's my plan, since she's the only one who's inherently a cyborg. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. That actually means that my latency is actually correct, because my phone is terrible. But that tells me that it's good. Well, yeah, because, I mean, she's the only one of... It was Dagrid, Eclipse, Ethan, and Aurora. Those were the 4 ideas that I pitched originally. And one of the other videos, I think it was Tyranny episode, like, 3 or 4, I want to say. Maybe 5. I don't think it was 5. It was 3 or 4. But I thought about it. I'm like, well, she's the only one that's actually a cyborg, and everybody in Cyberpunk 2077 is a cyborg. So there's that. And anyway, Coalition of Black Star has a robotic uprising, which should be interesting to see how that pans out. Very interesting to see how this pans out, especially since they're rated as superior to us, and the Black Star, well, the Black Star as well. I will say, though, for our other peoples who do not know of the world that I have created in my head, basically, let me know what type of character archetype you want to see me play for Cyberpunk, and I will pick, regardless of what my current default is, I will pick whatever has the highest votes. Unless there's only, like, 1 vote, in which case I guess it'll still be Aurora. But yeah, that is the current plan. Let me know the character archetype.
War has been declared.
What just happened? Oh. Well, another driven a simulator? Rich douche wolf. Well... playing as Rich Douchewolf's not really a Cyberpunk 2077 theme. I feel like we're very much playing as the poor guy trying to claw his way up from the top just by the trailers. I really don't feel like that archetype would work. Oh yeah, no, these guys are screwed. I'm not worried about that. Uh-oh. Did I get the contingency? That's like 3 robot rebellions. I hope that we did not get the contingency. Yeah, Rich Douchewolf I don't think would work for that. Now that would work for a few other games, which I am also taking those same suggestions for future roleplay type games that allow full character customization, which does not include Star Wars, not Old Republic, just because I already know what direction... I've already beaten them, so I already know who you're playing.
Concluded.
Now, as far as Hacker or Street Samurai for Cyberpunk 2077, Aurora is a Street Samurai. Even very much, she is a solo type character.
Research
is what
concluded.
She is. She's very much a solo, a very direct type.
Engaging
Screw
hostile
you.
Station.
Ethan is sort of a mix of the two. He is, I would say, more of the persuade people not to be DAs, and if all goes to heck, then to, use whatever resources are at his disposal. Dagrid is very much a hacker type character. He is sort of the stealthy hacker type, gunslinging type character. And I say gunslinging because I mean pistols is what I mean. And then Eclipse is a sniper rifle hacker stealth lady. That's what she is. They both try and avoid the direct approach, with Eclipse being more so about silent kills and Dagrid being much more about hacking and trickery. And I am actually going to... What pops are on here? Okay, there are population here that we do not want to kill. So I will not make my horse. I will not increase the bombardment strength. I will keep it at selective. And I will mobilize the Psychic Corps, or Core. Aurora or Dagrid? Alright. Well, I'm already going Aurora, so I guess we will,
Construction completed.
What do you want a tiebreaker? Because, I mean, I'm already thinking of doing Aurora just because she would make the most sense. Dagrid would be fun, though. Yes. More research. I'll say if there's a tie between someone and Dagrid, I'll have that count for Dagrid. Is what I'll do. Since Aurora was already what I was thinking of, I'll count that as a vote for Dagrid. So, if YouTube audience wants to see me play Dagrid Vickers, a hacker character with some gunslinging and punchy capability, who primarily uses trickery to defeat his opponents, then vote in any of the videos I mention it, or just any of the videos at all. I will say that whatever the most recent video is, if you should change your vote, whatever the most recent video I have put out will count as the current vote. If you decide to change your mind, just comment in the most recent video. You have until September I want to say 14th. So whatever video comes out that week, that is the last period of time that you can pick. I don't know what you can drone jockey. I know relatively little about Cyberpunk. I'm just really hyped for it. You could read up on the Cyberpunk 2020 game book, because it is a traditional sit-down tabletop RPG. And I'm sure, and it's actually the video game is being made, is being supervised by CD Projekt. Is being made by CD Projekt Red, but it's being supervised by Mike Pondsmith, who is the original designer of it. And I guarantee you that if it's a feature that's in the book, they're going to try and have some sort of homage to it in the game, even if they can't do it completely, because they are different medium. But they're probably going to try and do their best to get as close to the original tabletop game as possible. That's one of the things that kind of annoyed me when people were like, racist people, and I'm like, dude, the creator of this game is black. Like, you can't pull the "this game is racist" card when it's the guy that created the world. Like, it's an allegory for how things are in real life. Like, not everything's going to be clean and awesome. Like, the whole point is to show that, yes, this is the thing. Yes, this is bad. Yes, we should stop being assholes. That's the whole point. Like, if you refuse to acknowledge the mistakes of your past, you're just going to keep on falling to it. And we did capture Kalam, the psychic forces led by Calhoun Kennedy, the Butcher. Have successfully captured Calhoun. And there we go. And as we move in on Grossamir, with just a simple trading station, it's going to get blown up.
Construction completed.
Look at those glorious laser beams. Keep on moving through. Because my plan is to just take these worlds. That's my primary concern. In fact, let's go to claims. Oh, I've already claimed it. Cool. All those worlds are already claimed. Awesome. And I think I'm going to end this episode once I take over, and the stream for that matter, since they're the same thing, technically. Once I finish consolidating these territories. The Battle of Damien Station shall be the last event of this episode. And we are quite handedly winning this war. The machine uprising thing is a bit of a stalemate. That's mostly because I can't get to them.
Knowledge is the key
and
to
they're
the
so far away
universe.
from everyone else, they're probably going to lose. Which is a bit of a shame. Just because they're so separated from every other empire in the galaxy.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
No arc emitters. I want superconductivity. However, on the other hand, our other war is going quite swimmingly. Mostly because they are pretty badly cut off from their allies. And the fact that I am trashing the Juvan right now. Even though they're not the war target. The war target is the Omni Stewards, but damn it, if I can use this opportunity to take some of the Juvan lands, I will. And the president is now the corporate alliance, so... And I'm now number 3 in the alliance, so hopefully I will get the next cycle. We'll see. Well, I'm still doing this. I got a little bit left, man. I just got to take this planet. It's the last thing. It's... Oh god, they're woefully underprepared for this. Yeah, no, they're gonna get blown up. They're gonna get absolutely devastated. Just absolutely annihilated. Let's move the transport fleet back so it doesn't get shot to pieces. And... Yeah, no, they're done. They're done skis. And because they have no planets, that is the end of this episode of Stellaris, where fun stuff actually happened. I was not expecting that we would go into a war, much less to humiliate the Omni Stewards of all things. I mean, they're rogue servitors. Why do we hate them? I think it's because the robot uprisings began to happen, and I think the Spiritualist League of Raw panicked and was like, let's kill the robots. And it's just like, that's not how this works, but sure. Any excuse to fight the Juvan to take territory that I believe is rightfully mine, I will accept. Still kind of want these systems, but I can't claim them right now, so whatever. As long as I have this pocket, I will be happy. So, with that, as I said, that is the end of this episode, and